Stream. I'm your host, Matty Gills. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, fellas? Two-time champ Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle.
Man, what a crazy week. We had a lot of people score some high points, so let's hop right into it. First matchup was my matchup. I got demolished by Stevie. The score doesn't represent on how much he killed me, but had he put Goddard in his lineup, it would have been a wrap. Score was 113 to 133. Whooping could have been worse. The top three scorers were Henry, Cooper, Amari Cooper. I did not see Amari Cooper scoring 30 points, and Montgomery. Man, I went into the matchup kind of like feeling 50-50, but he just had some guys just ball out for him. Henry and Cooper.
Henry.
Dude.
Kamara.
Yeah, he does have a star-studded lineup, man. Besides starting Henry, but 2 points, the rest of his roster really came to perform.
Cook.
Yeah, Hurts had a whatever day, but he didn't need him this week. For me, that had a Debo injury, kind of forced me into starting Worthy, and the rest of my lineup kind of produced to where I wanted to be. Well, I did not see Carr give me 5 points or wherever it was, man. That was disappointing. That even if I had like a decent outcome from him, score might be a little bit different. But good job, Steve. Steve scored one of the top scorers of the week. Well, I think he was number 3. No, my bad. He was like number 5, my bad. But dropping 133 is huge. And then you, Mr. Lopes, getting your first win of the season in a Monday night thriller in Manila. Were you nervous at all on Monday night or what?
I definitely was nervous, man. I was nervous Sunday. I had a nice lead Sunday, and then Dak went off. Dak went off for Monty. Erased my lead, and then to Monday night, I'm like, fuck. This is gonna be rough. Cause I already knew what Rashid Rice was gonna do Sunday night. So I was like, this is gonna be rough. But Zach Moss and the Buffalo D. The garbage points helped me. The Jaguars had like a little garbage run at the end of the game, and then Zach Moss scored a TD. He could have gave me TD a few times in that game. I was getting frustrated, but whatever. Got the dub. That's what I need. One of the highest scores of the week.
The highest scoring matchup of the week, actually, also.
Yeah, and it was a close matchup, man. Monty's team is no joke, man. Monty's team is no joke.
Heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters in that squad. Man.
Yeah, last week I said it, man. Head and shoulders above every team, points-wise. And I need record-wise, a lot of teams are 2-1, but if you look at just the production of his roster, it's a problem. Then you get Dak scoring as much as points as he did. It's like him, Hurts and Dak just like flip spots, man. And I think that offense is gonna be throwing the ball a lot. So that's huge, man. Huge. Props to him, even though he lost.
And I think right now Monty's we'll get into it later on in the show, but I think Monty is one of the is the highest scorer in the league at the moment.
Yeah, he is.
After.
Yeah. Next matchup, we got Fletch and George, and this is another Monday night thriller. Fletch wasn't really feeling good per the chat, but it really came down to just a final matchup, which was crazy, you know. Josh Allen just putting the team on his shoulder. He went off last night. Like, man, Diggs who? You don't need no Diggs. Allen balled out. Neighbors. Wow, what about Malik Neighbors? Wow. An assassin out there. He's beautiful, man. A great wide receiver, man. Killed it this weekend. Packers D. What a manager move there by George. Picking up the Packers D. It wasn't even a waiver claim. He picked them off. And 24 points. That's a good manager move on him. And then Fletch, he's kind of reeling back a little bit. I know he's looking.
Started off hot.
He started off hot, but he's reeling in, trying to make trades and improve his team. So we'll see. We'll see what happens to him, man. Like I don't know. We'll see what's going on.
I do want to point out that George had some big time players on his squad. Even though he had 2 players give him a dud.
Yeah,
Stevenson gave him a dud, and Rashid Shaheed gave him a dud.
yeah.
That's W.
Yo, dude, it's all about scrapping for those W's and escaping at the beginning of the year, and then your team slowly forms and see what you have. The next
Right now, if George does a good job of keeping his head above water, he'll be all right with his team. Hopefully, getting healthy.
yeah,
I heard some bad news about CMCs.
I know. I'm a CMC owner in a different league. I hope there's some good news coming down the pike because us people out here really need it. Next matchup, we got the rock fight of the week. Moose versus Lou. Lou struggling to crack that 65 points. That's tough, man. I know he's going through some tough things as far as like with injuries and all those things happen on his team. And then Moose, he mentioned something about having that not putting Johnson in the starting lineup, but like who's gonna really put him in, right? Andy Dalton. You don't expect Andy Dalton to do what he did this past weekend. So 90 points for the running champ right now, and it's all about escaping with the W's, man. We're always gonna highlight the W's. The 3 top performers in that matchup was Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson, and Devontae on Kalu's team. Sorry.
This is 2 weeks in a row that Kalu is the lowest scorer in the league.
Yeah.
I think Kalu's squad healthy is a powerhouse squad, but right now he has some work cut out for him. He has a lot of injuries, and then the issue is he got guys on IR on his bench.
Yeah, I seen he picked up Jacoby Myers, which is pretty solid.
Yeah, he dropped Hawkinson that was on IR. He picked up Jacoby. But still, there's like literally nobody on the bench.
Nobody.
He probably lost Devontae for this week too.
Yeah, because of concussion. But hopefully he has AJ Brown coming back. So, and then Walker could be coming back this week. So things might be turning around for him sooner rather than later. At least that's what the hope is. The next matchup. My gosh, sorry to do this back to back, but Steve blew the doors off of KT. He like doubled his score pretty much. It was 162 to 82. Steve made a great manager decision by picking up Juwan Jennings off the wire. Came in, threw him in his lineup, started him. 48 points from Juwan Jennings. I didn't see that coming at all. Like that was props to you. Like we got two managers of the week with Steve and George. Dude, this is what the game is all about. Throwing those best players in your lineup. And Barkley went off and Daniels went off. So 162 to 82. There's really not much you can say except for props to you, Steve, man. They're bouncing back after taking the L last week and just picking off where you left off from week 1, man, and making a good move like that. For KT, struggling to score over 100 points.
He has struggled to score over 100 points in all his matches this year. So it's just I don't know, like literally this week, his defense was like the highest scorer on his team.
Yeah, 20 points.
Oh, I'm on St. Brown had 20.5.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't know, man. This is tough.
Well, tragedy. Maybe we'll have a segment today because I know one of our guests didn't come through. I got a segment for you, Vic. I got a segment for you. Just put that in the back pocket after Survivor.
What do you like, Andrews? So far, you know, you invested a high draft pick in Andrews, but so far in 3 games, Andrews has only given you 12 points.
Yo. Can you hold that thought
I got you, man. I got you.
after Survivor?
Let's get it.
All right. So the last matchup of the week that what happened was Janilson. Double down, baby. 161 to 110, beating Kevin. Chase with a great performance. Williams with a great performance, and Burrow with a great performance. I think you called Chase blown up this week. I think you called it.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah, and Janilson also making great, wise manager move by picking up the Seattle Seahawks defense and throwing them in his lineup. What? 17 points. Like anytime you get going to the wire and grabbing up players and they're scoring 20 points for you, that's like nothing makes you feel better than that. For sure. So definitely got to give those fellas props for making those moves. And yeah, Ja's like, yo, you know what? I'm playing for keeps. That Charbonnet pickup is huge for what he did in the draft. Back-to-back weeks with a more than stellar performance, and that's coming through for him, man. When he didn't really draft a lot of running back help, so that's really solid for him. Shout outs to the top 3 performers this week with a high score, which is Steve, Ja, and Vic. Yo,
Go.
hey man, scoring high weeks is when the highs are high. The highs are high, baby. The high is in the sky, dude. And sorry, Moose, you are eliminated from the survival pool. We highlighted it in the recap. 90 points ain't gonna cut it, bro. The lowest score of the week, and at least you don't have to worry about it after this. You know, you get the low score. You don't have to worry about winning that pot. So that's one thing less you gotta worry about. So R.I.P. Moose. R.I.P. So Mr. Lopes.
What's up, man?
Mr. Lopes. Unfortunately, we do not have a guest today, which is great. It's all right. We'll make up for it. So I know we were talking about KT's team, okay? Actually, a couple players' team, but we're gonna call this segment Dr. Lopes. Okay,
Get it.
Dr. Lopes. I got a couple questions for you, Dr. Lopes. All right, Dr. Lopes. We got a team that's been struggling to score 100 points, right? You know, early in the season, 0-3, bottom of the bottom, right? You haven't got, everybody else has a win, you don't, right? Your roster, you got like 1, maybe 1.5 studs on your team. You got some players that are underperforming. So, Dr. Lopes, my question to you is, how do you fix this team?
Man, it's tough. It's very tough because you want to try to fix this team and still feel like you're a contender for the championship. With that being said, I would try to fix this team and try my hardest, my absolute hardest, to keep Amon St. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, it would be a lot of package deals with some of the players, a mix of players that are doing well on my team, and package them with other players that have been underperforming.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this: last week, no pun intended, Calvin Ridley just came off a hot week. That's the time. You look at Calvin Ridley's schedule, you see if like, all right, how his schedule looks, and then you make a judgment decision. You think he's going to be consistently good or he's going to have up and down. But last week was a time you would sell high, Calvin Ridley,
You think
and then
there's still an opportunity to cash out?
um, he needs Calvin Ridley to do good this week. I think this week is gonna be hard to trade Calvin Ridley. He just gave you like what 6 points, something like that. Um, I would try to package him with somebody else on my team and get a good consistent piece. Um, work the waiver, work the waiver not just on spending your fab, but after taking risk on some of the guys in the waiver pool. Um, taking risk. You know what I like to do sometimes is Sunday, I'll set my lineup and then I'll check my roster. If there's anybody I can drop on Sunday, I'll drop them on Sunday. Meaning like it's like I don't see this guy having like any potential or anything. Like for example, this past week, if Evan Ingram was playing, I was dropping my tight end that I had and picking up somebody else, like a dart throw, or see if there's any handcuffs available. But that's just a start for KT. I'll try my hardest to keep Amon St. Brown and try to build from there. That's like your main piece. Matt, you know off the top of your head, what is his second round pick?
His second round pick off the top of my head.
I can check. I don't,
Oh, it was Pacheco.
Pacheco's hurt, so you can't even trade
So you
Pacheco.
can't even trade him.
Then you got to go to
Your third round pick? Do you want to know? Do you want to know what the third round pick was?
it's Michael Pittman.
Michael Pittman.
Is
Michael
That's one of those
Pittman.
guys like you gotta like. It's hard to trade Michael Pittman straight up for somebody
Mm.
and of value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can trade Michael Pittman and get like a Jerome Ford, I guess.
If he, like, that's the
I don't even think people want to give up a Jerome Ford for him.
no, and that's like another thing, Doctor Lopes, right? I'm looking to get a deal, but what if that's not even available? Because especially in this league, not everyone wants to go to Doctor Lopes. Sometimes the stuff that you're offering, Dr. Lopes is like, I don't want the vaccines you have. I want to go to that guy over there, but he's offering like the cheap vaccines. So it's like, would you would you say famous line here, go down with the ship, or would you be like, yo, you know what? I'm just gonna have to figure it out because he does have pieces. This team does have pieces.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's gonna have to get creative because it's just unfortunate. He has a lot of um. It's not unfortunate. I'm gonna just keep it 100%. I think he reached on some of his guys, so some of the returns he wants from some of the guys that's underperforming, it's not gonna be a return that he likes. So that's why I think he has to package deals. Going down with the ship, you're only 0-3, so I don't think the season's done at 0-3. But I think the way his team's been performing, like scoring under 100 point, like struggling to score over 100 points, you gotta make a move. You gotta you gotta try to do something. You gotta shake it up. For example, if this was let me see, Stevie.
Mhm.
This is Stevie Lawrence 0-3, but Stevie Lawrence top three in scoring. I wouldn't feel pressed to make a trade. I feel comfortable. I feel confident that all right, I'm 0-3, but I'm one of the highest scorer in the league. My guys can compete. My guys have shown in a small sample size that they can keep up in the league. They can keep up week to week so far. But when it's like 0-3 and you're like bottom of the league in scoring, and some of the guys on your squad doesn't seem like it just doesn't seem good. You got to make a move. Yeah,
I,
you just got to get creative. Like Mark Andrews. Maybe you go and you someone that's tight end needy. You're like, hey, I'll take a risk of one of these guys that you have in your bench or one of your starters to give you Mark Andrews. I may be selling him at a discount, but I need fucking points.
Mm.
I need points.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you need points. That's how you win the games. Let's go on points. And it's
Speak
like,
like speaking of that, I mean, I may be giving like a little bit of a preview into tonight's fab, but the tight end market. The tight end market is crazy.
what do you mean by
Uh,
crazy? What do you mean by crazy?
like the top tight end producers, not who you would think
Oh, absolutely.
are the top tight end producers.
Mm-hmm.
For example, right now, I'm gonna name in order. In order, I'm gonna give you the top 10 tight ends,
Okay.
and a lot of these guys after the draft were available
Mm-hmm.
in the waiver.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, Dallas Goddard. Number two, Brock Bowers. Number three, Isaiah Likely. Number
Mm-hmm.
four, Cole Kmet. Number five, Trey McBride.
Oh my gosh.
Number six, Mike Gesicki.
Uh.
Number seven, George Kittle. Number eight, Hunter Henry. Number nine, Zach Ertz. And number 10, Kyle Pitts.
Wow. Wow.
So, out of what I just named out of the top 10, I think only two of them are true to ADP. Trey McBride and George Kittle.
Wow.
The
Those-
rest are they're just overachieving.
Yep.
But if I'm KT, I would roll the dice with a piece like Mark Andrews. Take a gamble on a player that you project doing better. Look at the schedule, the strength of schedule, and roll the dice in some of these tight ends that are available. There's still some nice. I'm not gonna say the names out here because I'm tight end needy, but there's still some nice tight ends available in the waiver.
Wow.
It's just yeah. But let me ask you a question, Matt. You know, earlier in the chat today, Kevin said it's been a strange start of the fantasy season.
Yeah.
How do you feel about some of these high draft picks that's been underperforming? Like name a few just underperforming draft picks. Like, first, second, third rounders that you expect to be consistent in producing that's just been what the hell is this?
Mm-hmm. You gotta name a few.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. I mean,
So far.
so far, he's been okay. I think he's gonna have a rough go of it for a little bit because they go against tough defenses. But it's like, it's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was out all last year. That comes into play. They've been practicing with each other, but it's nothing like the games. So with guys like that, I expected them to come out guns blazing, but now it feels like it's gonna be guns blazing towards the end of the year or something like that.
But if you're a guy that drafted him in the first round, you're not getting first round production out of him.
Yeah, again first. Yep.
It's hurting you every week.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just responding to some people online. Well, first and foremost, Jen Nielsen said something pretty key. He said they're not even talking about the tight ends. They're not overachieving. They just all have one big week in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean it's a small sample size. It's just 2 weeks. It's a very, very small sample size. So, but some of the names that we thought to see up there, they're not up there. Like Dalton Kincaid,
You see that?
Laporta.
Did you see me put it in the chat? You see that?
Yeah, I just seen it pop up right now.
Yeah, that's
So a
pretty
lot
cool.
of these guys are just, it's a small sample size, but that's when you take advantage.
Yeah, and as far as like the Garrett Wilson thing, if you're a team that's struggling to get out the gate and you want more production out that spot, maybe you throw him out there and see what you can get for him. I know if I was in that, I'd probably stick it out a little bit, depending on how my team is built. But like, yo, man, if they're not getting like if you try to get rid of them, you have to be realistic on what you're expecting from him towards it, like the full scheme of things. But also, like, you don't want to get too little. You know what I mean? Like, it'd have to be like a good match to make a deal like that. You know, like I would listen to people and be like, hey, you know what? I put them on the block. What you're willing to give, because a team like, say, like Monty's team or one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league, they could be like, you know what? I can afford for him to get through this a little bit, and then he'd be on the roster. You know what I'm saying? So, wow. Shots fired, Vic.
Where you? I'm not seeing these messages, bro. What's going on?
Yo, look. Do you see that on the screen? Yo.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Ooh. So I can post. So, what? Wow. That took a spin really fast.
Read it
So,
out, man. Read it out.
all right. So, George said KT could have scored 112 points if he made the right starts. And he made some bad manager moves. My bad, George. It's not shots fired. It's the truth. So it's like, you know, he's just calling for what it is. You know, that's what we do out here.
Yeah, that's facts.
It's facts. It's facts. You make the right starts, you score.
I'm
You
trying
score
to pull
more
up
points.
his roster right now.
Yo, he started Zamir White
Hey,
1
yo.
week too many.
Yo, George, correct me if I'm wrong. I think since week 1 or week 2 of the podcast, I've been bashing Zamir White. Like, why? Why are we starting this bum? Why are we starting this damn bum, Zamir White? He's not good.
No.
And he continually starts him. I just noticed that right now, Chuba Hubbard, 30 points on the bench. I mean, that. If I was the manager of this team, it's easier said than done, obviously, because the week's done. But I would have rolled the dice with Chuba Hubbard. I'm just not a believer in Zamir White.
No.
I own him. I had him in a dynasty league, and he's just a frustrating player, man.
The chat does not. Well, this podcast does not approve of Zamir White, like 100%. And then he started Coleman, like I think back-to-back weeks, and he put like zeros. Zeros. Yep. You see, look, yo, George is preaching on the chat over here. He's saying Dalton likes his RBs, man. Yo, Salverte, man. Salverte.
Yo, so man, so let's go back to what I was saying. All right, Gary Wilson's one. This next guy, he's not an underperformer, but the situation of his team is making it a bleak outlook. Tyreek Hill, since Tua got hurt, he scored 6 and 7 points. Your backup quarterback just got hurt. Now you're bringing in the backup's backup, but now he's more of a running quarterback. I don't really see. It's trouble in paradise for you. Well, luckily,
And everybody else knows too. So it's like, it's one of those things that you're not gonna get true value on where you drafted them. You gotta go in like that. Like, will you get like? You're not getting St. Brown. You could throw that out there. Could you get Marvin Harrison from me? I don't know if I would even do it. Would you give up DK for him?
Hell no, I wouldn't probably even give up Drake London.
Yeah, it's like you get to a point where it's like, all right, I might as well go down with the ship with him, unless you're getting something that you really desire. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, luckily Stevie has nice depth in his team.
he can withstand it. He has a good team that he can withstand Tyreek falling out. He scored 7 points this past week and still beat me. You know, so being a good manager is gonna help out a lot. We can do like one more of these questions,
Yeah,
Vic, and then we could
I
do.
got my last one. My last guy, Travis Etienne. I just feel like where he got drafted at, some people he'd be your RB1.
Yeah,
Let me see what Fletcher's situation. In Fletcher's case, yes, that's Fletcher's RB1. Um,
until Mixon gets back.
yeah, I guess so. Mixon gets back, but if you look the way he drafted, that's his RB1.
Yeah,
He got Mixon later on in the draft pick,
mhm.
but it's just I'm just trying to see what he scored so far. Let me look at his game log. 11 points, 14 points, 12 points. As an RB1, it's
That's not.
okay.
That's not cutting it though. That's not cutting it though. That's definitely not cutting it. Yo, I didn't
And
even
then
put.
I don't know what the situation. Tank Bigsby's taking snaps from him.
Yep.
So yeah, to go back to what I was saying, Kevin saying it's a weird start to the fantasy season. I do feel like some of these trends will play out, meaning like it'll correct itself, go back to norm. But then some of these are concerning. Like, is it really gonna get back to norm?
Yeah.
Can managers withstand the their players underproducing, underachieving?
Yeah, man. I I don't think everything's gonna go back to normal. You never know. Like it's like 50-50. We need like one more game of data, I guess, and see where it goes
Yeah,
from
for
there.
sure. Let's
Because
look
it's
at it as
like,
small.
yeah, it's very like, is Travis Kelsey really gonna be like tight end 15? Like I don't foresee that happen. Could it happen? Because Rice is getting all the looks now. He's getting everything. So who knows? That might be the reality for him.
Yo, he's looking like a young Mike Thomas. A bunch of slants.
Yo,
Can't
dude.
stop his slants.
And you can't tackle him either. That dude's a beast. Beast. Beast, beast, beast. With that being said, we'll go over the upcoming matchups for this week, week 4. And let's get right down to it, man. So, I played Janilson this week. It's gonna be a battle for sure. I'm looking forward to the matchup. Hopefully, Debo comes back this week because that can really change how my roster's looking. But Janilson has a good lineup, man. Charbonnet might not be RB2 this week because Walker would be coming back. And if that's the case, that'd be awesome. That'd be great. But other than that, he got the Jamar Chase and Godwin combination is ridiculous. Godwin is producing and he's being great like he normally is. So that should really strong wide receiver core will really help him fight this battle. Next matchup we got you're going against Kevin this week.
Yes,
Kevin,
sir.
Kevin. Oh, you guys are both 1 and 2. It's a game that could really change the trajectory of your season a little bit, like an early season trajectory thing. So, how you feeling about that matchup, Vic?
Yeah, I need this W, man. I need a W. Point blank. I want the W. I want to string a few wins together. Ideally, I would like to go. I would like to know I'm making the playoffs early versus fighting for my life like last year to make it in the
Like-
last week of the game.
Having
Having 3 slots in the air. I want to be one of the guys that's like, all right, I can relax, can have a beer.
Yeah.
I don't gotta do multi-view on YouTube TV or whatever.
Likewise.
Watch one game. But yeah, I want to string a few wins together. So hopefully I can get this win against Kev. Yeah, he got some really good matchups on his side. That's concerning me, like CeeDee Lamb's matchup with the Giants, Ayuk matchup with the Pats. Hopefully, Christian Gonzalez he's lined up on Christian Gonzalez's side. But yeah, he got some matchups that scare me. Kyron Williams against the Bears. Um, I got my heavy hitter got a tough matchup. I can't really bench him, but we'll see how that goes. JT against Pittsburgh.
Oof. It's tough.
Aaron Jones revenge game.
Oof.
Mike Evans in Philly. Metcalf in Detroit.
Oh, that's gonna be a good.
I don't know.
good
I'll
game.
tell you this. I got some options on the bench. I don't even know if I'm starting Drake London.
Ooh. Oh.
You know, last week I heard. Last week I was contemplating starting D Hop because D Hop on it finally said he feels about 80%.
Mm-hmm.
He has like a torn ligament he got in camp.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't start him. McLaurin, I don't know. I want to see another week of production with JD. But yeah, let's see what happens.
We also have Moose versus Stevie. That's another good matchup right there.
That's my personal matchup of the week, right there.
Let's see. I'm gonna open up the thread. Boom. Yeah, they got stud quarterback versus stud quarterback. Derrick Henry versus Josh Jacobs. Alvin Kamara, Mason. Cheetah versus Jefferson. Jefferson's been going off, but they go against the Packers, which would be tough. Deontay Johnson's in the lineup. I think I'll give the edge on to Moose, but it's hard to ignore James Cook. James Cook's been looking great. What a great
I
pickup.
actually like Stevie.
You like Stevie?
I like Stevie because I don't like Lamar Jackson's matchup with Buffalo. I don't like Josh Jacobs' matchup with Minnesota. Their defense has been lights out, and I'm not I'm not a hater. I'm not hating, but I'm not the biggest fan of J.K. Dobbins. I'm just, I thought it was nice what he did the first 2 weeks,
I thought it was nice.
but I didn't, I didn't think it was going to be a consistent run. He got a test this week against Chiefs D. So let's see what happens. Jameson Williams, you can never count him out. Tyreek, yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's my matchup of the week. This is tough.
Yeah, it's a good lineup. It's a good lineup for sure. And then we also have Marcus versus KT. Both teams wins. Marcus is like reeling. He's like, oh no, started off with a good win, and these next ones like, it can't quite pull it. Ooh. So, and KT, you already know his situation, 0-3. So he'll probably be spending big money on the wire this week. So we'll see.
I don't know. So right now I just clicked on it. It looks like KT is already starting to work on his lineup. He has Chuba Hubbard starting, and Zamir White on the bench.
Oh.
Keon Coleman on the bench.
Okay. Times are changing. Times are changing, baby. Times are changing. And then we got Kalu versus Moose.
Wait, one more thing, yo, man.
What's up?
Look, man. In that KT matchup, I've been in this position where I was 0-3, 0-7. I would do a dart throw, man. Not an educated dart throw. I would, meaning like, I really love Josh's down ceiling compared to Quentin Johnson's ceiling and Michael Pittman's ceiling versus Pittsburgh. I think his floor can just be just as bad as Pittman and Quentin Johnson, but his ceiling can really like get the Steelers win for him.
Mm.
So if I'm managing this team, I would love to. I would start Josh Downs.
Okay.
I would start Josh Downs.
Okay, you heard it first. You heard it first. And then the next matchup we got is Kalu and George. I mean, Kalu's team, it all really depends on health. If this guy's is healthy, it'll be a good matchup. If it's not, it's gonna be another long day in the office. And George is
Yeah,
ready to make his moves.
if George is able to get this win this week, that's like a great scenario for George to start off the season 3-1 without his first and second round pick. I mean, let's give if he starts off 3-1 without CMC and without Puka, who's his first and second round pick, that's real good. That's real good work, man. That's real good work. Weathering the storm, put yourself in position. If these guys come back at some point in the year, you can really make a run in the playoff. But yeah, let's see what happens this week.
Yeah, man. The manager moves. I'm gonna keep my eyes on the manager moves, man. And hey, we see a manager move, we're gonna keep call it out and give you the props you deserve, man. And then the last matchup, which is gonna be a good one. This used to be an old school slam, and we used to call it the complaint board. I don't know if that exists anymore, but
Man, they,
Steve and Monty, if that complaint board comes back, oh boy.
if Steve wins his match, he got a lot to say. He has a lot to say.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. It's gonna be a good one for sure. I feel like Steve's lineup is a lot of boom or bust. If he's gonna have a good day, it's gonna be a great day. Or even if it's a bad one, it's gonna be a bad one. So it's like there's no in between for his roster. And then Monty's roster, fully loaded. He's probably gonna drop like 130, 140 while while sleeping. So his team is ready equipped. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, his team really looks good.
So his matchup, Prescott against the Giants. I think Prescott's gonna perform. Um, Reese Hall against Denver.
Mm.
Denver D is tough, man. I think Denver's like it's a tough D. I don't know. A Chain in Tennessee, that looks good, but the fact that they don't have I feel like teams is gonna load the box. Like, yo, I dare you. I dare you to do something to your quarterback.
A Chain's still gonna catch work, man.
Yeah, he said. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's gonna be a dud, but I'm a little wary about that.
Hmm.
Rasheed Rice, he's gonna do his thing. I think Diggs is gonna do his things. Bowers, that's a tough matchup too. James Conner, I think he wakes back up. Yeah,
Should be a good battle, man. But see, as we go through all the line, through the
right. Is he playing this week?
not yeah, he might not. Another guy might be getting in the way for KT to make his tight end moves, So it's like everybody's getting in the way, man. Like you can just tell. Like I don't know who made the schedule because we only just press the buttons, right? So we press the buttons, and then the schedule just like blesses people and just blesses the week. It's just like just the lineup, the way it's set up. It's like everybody needs a win versus the person that they're playing because they're somewhat entangled in the standings. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. We have gone way over the time, Mr. Lopes, and we are closing. We're closing down. We're shutting down, guys. Don't forget to pay your dues. I haven't gotten any messages yet, so don't make me knock on the door. I am the IRS. The $1 billion man is gonna come knocking on your door. Yes, sir. But yeah, man. I got nothing else, Vic. You got anything?
Fellas, God bless tonight. Be vigilant. Do your work, do your thing. Another week. Every week matters, so Let's see if any trades are done this week. How much fat bucks I spent tonight. Hopefully, the universe aligns with you, and you get your players that you want. Um, yeah.
You guys have a great night. I'm not making it more complicated, man. Good night. You guys have a good night. Good luck this week. Deuces.